Everyone, welcome to my summary of day two, the first day proper at the CDAO conference in Melbourne. I'm going to talk about firstly three of the highlight talks for me, and then talk about my main lessons overall from the day. So, firstly, Marek Rosinsky from the ATO talked about the creation of analytical products, and really one of the things that he spoke about that really connected with me was, taking humans from dull processes to actually making them decision nodes. So, not making them paper shufflers, people who are doing paper shuffling and that sort of activity to actually utilize their human capability for making good decisions as part of that process, part of their products that they create. So that was a really good talk. A bit scary how much ATO is doing in that area, but I guess it's for the public good. Jan Shepherd's talk. Jan came over from New Zealand from the Tertiary Education Commission. One of the things that really took hold with me was this idea of imagineering, imagining what you want, and then engineering your way back to that was excellent as a way of kind of being a focal point for their journey. Really good talk. Stuart Nichols from Australia Post, it was one of the optional talks that I chose, and sometimes there's a lot of buyer's remorse when you have, decisions. So there's this decision paradox where the more decisions you have, the more you regret it. But I was really happy to attend Stuart's session. The simplicity, I think, around the creation of tools, which were nothing but records on a certain feature, and the naming of those. So It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favourite movies. So the calling of one of them Clarence and one of them Doogie Howser, one of them Doogie, relating to health. Those single views of a specific subject were awesome. And Zoltar, to give you as an example, single records with 700 attributes for each parcel, and doing that for every single parcel that Australia Post delivers is wonderful. So they were the three main talks that I enjoyed the most. There were some excellent talks across the day. Things that I took out was, in addition to that, was think about, when you think of data privacy, don't just think about databases, but think about data logs. And a lot of the time we're creating data logs in a lot of places, and they contain what information do they contain? A lot of the times they contain that private information, and that's a lot of the sources of data privacy breaches as a result of where those logs are stored and created. Bora from IAG mapped the customer touch points, the touch map he called it. But really, where do you touch a customer? Where are those touch points? By mapping them, you actually get to see the customer's experience with your organisation. So that was great. As an extension from yesterday, where we were kind of talking through the idea in HR, where you have a business partner and how analytics should follow suit, it really just grabbed me the idea that the new graduates in business areas need to have analytical qualifications or be analytically qualified. So think about new business people coming in having good data science qualifications from their degree. They can come into those business areas and learn business, and then work with the analytics partner. And so in 5 years' time, we're dealing with various people in the stages of they've learnt the business, but they also have that solid analytics background that then allows them to take ownership, so you're not constantly supporting analytics from a centralized function. Finally, just love the bomb. So Bureau of Meteorology called the bomb in Australia because everyone checks the bomb, especially for the radar, to see if it's going to be raining on their way home from work. Just love how the situation that they've got in, I guess, with global weather, in that everyone is sharing that data, and I guess integral to that is this idea of the governance and the quality standards, so that all data can be trusted within that that's collected, and all data can be used equally from all around the world, and that every nation gets a benefit from that. And so that's something that maybe we can think more about in our own industries and in our own countries, about how we do more of that activity that is really, I guess, based off the principles of reciprocity and helping each other. And underpinning that is our ability to actually write down data quality, data standards relating to how we're going to measure certain things. So they were some of my takeouts. We're 2 days down out of 3, so I'll be back tomorrow with the final conclusions from the Chief Data Analytics Officer Conference here in Melbourne.